So far this year, 8 police officers have been assaulted in our city, including 2 last night. They responded to 2 separate calls in which they were kicked, punched, bitten, and 1 officer had blood spat in his face. Now, candidates are trying to use these social media sites to appeal to a younger demographic, such as college and university students. But experts say they shouldn't forget about the old school methods. Now, the study is still in its early stages, but just recently the Lethbridge Hurricanes found themselves in a dangerous situation. It took one of its players out for the rest of the season. Organizers say this event isn't just about the dollar amount. It's also about showing support to those who have gone through chemotherapy and have actually lost their hair. Hey, Adam, are you ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
They're shaving their head down.
Well, their grandfather started this tradition about 25 years ago. Back then, he only gathered about 15 people to come out and parade with him. But now it's up to 100 people.
Happy St. Patrick's Day!
Kimberly Nguyen, Global News. A popular office prank that's trending on Twitter right now is taking Oreo cookies and replacing the icing with toothpaste. Sandwich it together and leave it out for everyone at your office to taste. Harmless prank, right? But what's taking it too far? Change for the homeless! Change for the homeless! Wow, well, if you thought going without internet or cell phone is hard, try panhandling. These students have to rely on the generosity of others passing by, and if they don't make enough here, then they have to eat the food donated to the cause.
Kimberly Nguyen has more now from Exhibition Park.
Thanks, guys. Well, here we go again. I'm down here at the 35th Annual Home and Garden Show. Over 270 exhibitors are here this year. Something new, something old if you want to come down. But right now I'm here with Doug Krzyzanowski, who is the marketing manager of this fine event.
Actually, I was really shocked because, already like 600 people already died and many people is gone. So really feels sad.
Fortunately for this Japanese exchange student, his worries were put to ease when he received an email from his mother this morning in Osaka informing him that his family is safe.
Relieved. I'm relieved, yeah.
Fellow Japanese exchange student Hiro Katsuseda was awakened at midnight by a friend with the terrifying news. For him, it was a moment of helplessness.
It's very difficult for me because I'm living in Lethbridge.
Hiro has been trying to reach his family back in Tokyo since he heard the news, but has been unsuccessful.
I just think about my family and my cousin is still alive or not. It's really, really important for me.
We've been trying to touch base with each of the students and make sure that they've connected with somebody at home. If they haven't, we're assisting them to make sure that they have access to computers, telephones, anything that they need in order to help them get in touch with their family members at home.
Nika Cultural Society President David Tanaka was shocked as he watched the tragic details unfold. It hits close to home for the community leader as he returned from Tokyo just weeks ago.
To me, it almost looked like a miniature set. I mean, I couldn't believe the devastation that a tsunami could create, and just to see like a sea of cars floating around I initially thought it was like they were toy cars.
Even though Tokyo was not the epicenter, Tanaka says most of Japan is feeling the effects of the 8.8 magnitude earthquake. He recalls visiting Shinjuku Station, the busiest subway line in the city, and can't imagine the chaos now that lines are temporarily shut down.
Hundreds of thousands of people go through there every day, so it's must be quite not only inconvenient but quite frustrating and probably a little bit frightening.
Tanaka will meet with the other board members to discuss what kind of action to take in response to the devastation. He'll also be in contact with the Consul General in Calgary to see if there's anything we can do here in southern Alberta to help.
On behalf of the Japanese Canadian community in southern Alberta, I'd just like to extend my sympathies and my encouragement to the people of Japan at this tough time.
Kimberly Nguyen, Global News.
Political parties have for years used social networking sites to get their message across to the people. And here in the city, candidates are jumping on sites like Twitter and Facebook, hoping to rally support and interact with voters. Kimberly Nguyen reports.
For example, NDP candidate Mark Sandilands is working hard on his campaign from his tiny office downtown. The upcoming election is up and running, and he's found a new way to reach out to his supporters.
people who tend to go for the NDP's policies and tend to vote for us are in the same demographic as the ones who use social media.
Sandy Lance has just jumped on the social networking bandwagon along with his competition. He's just made a Twitter account to try and appeal to a broader audience in 140 characters or less. So far, he only has about 86 followers, but he's hoping these sites will help win his way to Parliament.
I think that people see something on Facebook or they get an email. I send email updates and sometimes articles that I see in the media. I send these out, and I think people pass them along. So somebody tells somebody, and they pass it on, and so it grows.
And political science experts agree this election is being branded the Twitter election, where the campaign is a social networking battleground. If candidates don't use the net to their advantage, they're far behind.
Adopting social network technology at this time in a campaign is actually really valuable because you can expand the number of people that you reach. The real secret, though, is how you use it. You have to use accounts like Twitter and Facebook to solicit responses from people as opposed to just broadcasting your message.
Students at the University of Lethbridge find themselves more engaged because of Twitter and Facebook. Every bit of information is thrown at them with the click of a mouse.
It's more accessible this way, because now instead of having to read a newspaper or watch the news, which is often pretty dull, now just if you're on Facebook, you get a small advertisement about it and could pique your interest.
Now, candidates are trying to use these social media sites to appeal to a younger demographic, such as college and university students. But experts say they shouldn't forget about the old school methods.
Social media, social networking is really only one part of the toolbox. It's not the panacea. It's not going to lead us to a much more vibrant democracy. It's just simply one tool. Meeting people, door to door, the traditional flyer drops, those are all still very important in an election campaign.
Kimberly Nguyen, Global News.
And as Kimberly Nguyen reports, business owners are anxiously waiting for the city to turn the taps back on.
City crews have been working around the clock trying to fix a major water line break. It happened Friday afternoon on the corner of 3rd Avenue and 13th Street. The intersection was blocked off and traffic has been forced to detour.
Anytime we don't have people coming in our store in any degree, it's not good, but hopefully they fix this problem soon.
But blocked off traffic isn't the only problem. This popular pizza joint was hit hard when they had absolutely no access to water. It's been completely shut down since last Saturday.
Well, with no water, we actually can't open. Health code regulations say we can't open. Our business, obviously, we need to wash dishes, wash our hands. Our make line to make pizzas requires water and washrooms for our staff.
The owner says he's lost thousands of dollars over the last few days. Corey didn't expect the city to take this long to fix the problem.
For 9 years, we never, opened late or closed early. So we definitely want to be here for our customers. I don't want, I don't want the opportunity of them calling on our pizza place.
Today is the first time the shop has been open since Friday. A temporary fix in the line has been set up. The city blames the delay on frost in the ground, which is 6 feet deep. The city expects to have a new valve installed by tomorrow afternoon. Kimberly Nguyen, Global News.